Hello, Cheetah Nation. We are here back with, I believe, our second installment of the spring sports, and I'm just so excited to have an athlete here, our first boys volleyball athlete that we're going to bring on, Reece Williams. You're going to get to learn all about him today. Here's his story, how he came to GCIT, what he's doing at GCIT now. And, you know, he's just one of several kids right now in the spring. If you have not been out to GCIT to see how successful some of our teams are doing, this is one of the teams that we want to go out and see, right, Reece?
Definitely.
All right, man. So, look, just some quick diagnostics on you here. You're a junior. You're in the engineering program. If we go out onto the court, we see a game like you're on the right side.
Yeah.
You're right side hitter, obviously, right? So how long have you been playing volleyball for?
I've been playing volleyball for 2 years in GCIT. I started my freshman year here. I got really interested in volleyball because I was watching the show. It was an anime called Haikyuu. And it was really interesting. I was like, man, they were really killing that ball. So I was like, I gotta definitely try that. So I played my freshman year, and then I came back for my sophomore year. And after that, I was like, I want to get more in depth into volleyball. So I played 1 year at club, and that was a really great club season. I think you had another player from Condomania on here, one of the girls' player, Christine.
Yep.
Yeah, she was on here, and Condomania is like one of the best clubs around here, so I had a really good experience playing for them.
That's the one that's named after the coach, right?
Yeah, Coach Kwan, yeah.
Yep, very cool.
Great guy.
So let's just rewind a little bit because you're watching anime.
Yeah.
And the cartoon is playing volleyball.
Yeah.
And like up until that point, you're like, you've never considered it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really that of a popular sport in America, but I mean, a lot of schools around here do have it, and it is really interesting. But yeah, before that, I had no idea that I even wanted to try out for volleyball.
Well, and the boys' side of volleyball is growing.
Yeah, it
right?
is growing,
Like so,
yeah.
like a lot of schools were adopting the girls' volleyball programs in the fall, and then all of a sudden, you know, the boys' volleyball programs were trailing right behind. It was like a little bit longer, you know, for it to take off. But yeah, I've seen more boys' volleyball programs, you know, emerging as of
just
lately.
springing up.
So very cool. Do you still watch that anime show?
I finished it, so I might rewatch it later. But
Okay.
yeah.
Now, do you do anything, since we're on the topic of anime, are you doing any kind of drawing, any kind of writing yourself? Are you reading a book currently?
I do have a few books, but mostly I like watching.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I have a few manga, that's what they're called.
Okay.
So they're pretty interesting, but if I were to read like some of the newer ones, I would go online because you can get them for free.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you go online to read it, do you have to like scroll all the way down and read it backwards and kind of scroll up to get to the end?
No,
Similar to like the book, right? You read it from the back to the front?
They make it in like a more American translation, so it's easier to read.
Got it. Very cool. Have you ever been overseas, Japan or anything?
I haven't been to Japan, but I have been to Punta Cana for my birthday last year, which was really nice.
Very
so
cool.
yeah.
No anime in Punta Cana though, right?
No.
So, you know, talk about like volleyball a little bit with me. Like, you obviously have a list of long memories going on. You've been in, you know, it's not like this is your first year or anything. Like, what's like a favorite memory that sticks out for you when you talk about your GCIT volleyball experience?
Definitely last year when it was my first time getting varsity minutes.
Okay.
And it was my first varsity letter for GCIT, so I was really excited to get that achievement. And in the tech tournament, I got a few minutes to play. So once I got the medal, sadly we didn't get first, but I mean this year we will. Okay. But I got a silver medal, which was just made me feel more a part of the team.
I don't usually break from the conversation, but I just want to look in the camera right now and just tell them, like, I've watched Reece play a couple times this year, everybody, and your slams are ridiculous.
Thank you.
Like, I mean, the spikes that you're doing, I mean, they're lethal.
Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, you really get up. How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
Okay, 6'3". And did you ever play basketball?
Yeah, I did play basketball for 2 years at GCIT, and I played all my life before then. So it's been like my passion for a while, but then it turned more into like a job. It's like when you get hired for something that you really like, but then it turns into a chore, so you don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, and like, you know, with volleyball, I feel like a lot of it's muscle memory. Like, you get your timing down with the setter, and like you're kind of feeling like, okay, I know exactly when to jump right now. I'm timing out this throw. So, but yeah, man, you swing your arm like crazy.
Thank you.
I mean, a couple kids on that team do. You guys are certainly lethal at the net. Do you have any personal or team goals for this season?
Yeah, I definitely want to face some really hard competition this year. Looking forward to our games coming up, especially playoffs.
Okay.
I really want to go to states and really compete at states. Like I don't just want to go. I want to show every other school and like every other person that GCIT is like a really good program this year.
I love that.
Yeah.
We need all of our kids to do that,
Definitely.
And I certainly think we get a lot of respect on various fields, but the volleyball team especially has kind of gotten some attention as of recently, which is really nice. So let's switch some gears here for a second, Reece. I know we were talking before the cameras turned on about engineering and engineering in general, but what drew you to the actual engineering program prior to you coming to GCIT?
I've always wanted to like make stuff, like make my own ideas. Like you would always imagine something happening and then think back and say, what if I could make that, or what if I could do that? So that's what I thought in engineering when coming to GCIT. So I originally wanted to become like a mechanical engineer or maybe a nuclear engineer because I did like the chemistry aspect. So like chemical engineering was also like the top of my list. But then once I found out how rigorous like all the math was, which I do not like math at all. So I'm more of like a writing guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So my English is like.
Dude, engineering's like a lot of math. Did
Yeah.
Did he tell you this?
I mean, I was gonna cross the bridge when I got there.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I just decided to stick to what I was good at and what I actually liked to do, which was writing and like thinking about how the mind works.
Well, it's obvious that you're very highly intelligent. So, before we go on to that one part, what are you working on right now? Like you've obviously been able to create some things over the past 3 years at GCIT. Have you been able to do that? Like, what are we talking? Mechanical models, or are we talking like 3D printing? Like, what have you done in your class?
So in my first year of clinic, which clinic is just the main classes where you do most of your hands-on stuff, we started with robotics, which was a really cool unit because we actually made these robots. They could like fight against each other, but in like soccer. So if you ever heard of the game Rocket League, it's kind of like that. But we were controlling the robots, so that was a really cool experience.
Bro, I've been to the Rocket League Championship.
Really?
Wells Fargo Center. Yeah.
Good stuff, yeah.
It's insane. So are you talking about the room up by the HVAC area?
Yeah,
they have like the little battle dome
Yeah,
thing?
it's a 312 Mr. Heck's room.
Super
Yeah,
cool.
great teacher.
Yeah, very cool. You mentioned Mr. Heck. Is he one of your favorite teachers in the engineering program?
Yeah, he's always a nice guy. He gives you the most opportunities in this space. So my favorite teacher right now, I would say Mr. Woodrow. He's my current teacher. We're doing CAD modeling right now, which in his class, like he'll help you if you ask him a question, but he won't help you too much so where you're not learning. So I'm really glad that I get to learn a lot in that class. And we're doing a really big project right now. So I'm excited to get it done because it is really challenging.
Very cool. I did lunch duty with Mr. Woodrow this year, so when you do see him next in class, let him know that I'm still anticipating getting this 3D life-size Spider-Man figure that he promised he would maybe help me out with, but I won't hold him to it, man. So, look, you're doing a lot of stuff in your program. You're doing a lot of stuff after school. How do you balance the work in athletics? Is it just something that comes natural to you, or like an A-type organized person? How does that go about?
So what I try to do is use as much like free resources as possible. So let's say like my classmates, they've taken notes, and like let's say I was a bit behind. I would ask them, hey, can you help me out? Like what can I do to do better on this quiz? Like, so we have a quiz coming up and they already made a study guide. Oh, hey, can I use that study guide? And then if I make a study guide for them, it's kind of like an exchange. And then when I don't have a lot of time, because sports do run really late, especially for Kwando, our practices were 9 to 11.
Oh, yeah.
Which is insane for any kind of practice. And you do have to prioritize your sleep. So what I would try to do is get all the hard work done first, so you can save your energy for all the easy stuff that comes next.
So just out of my curiosity, where's all that student collaboration happening? Is that on the Microsoft Teams things? Okay.
Yeah, Teams is really useful. We make like a lot of group chats, and you can just converse with your classmates. Like the teachers encourage it. Like with Mr. Woodrow right now, we're doing a project where you have a project manager and you have a whole team, which is kind of like your engineering company, and you're making a product for the consumer.
Yeah, it's really starting to grow on me. I mean, me personally, I came, from a Google school.
Yeah.
So Google and Google Drive and, the Google applications is all I knew. But, now being at GCIT, I see that this, Microsoft Teams organization stuff is really used in a professional setting. So I think that's like some great career tech preparation that they're giving you guys. But now, as I was going through your profile reason, we were talking before, engineering is not where you see yourself ending up.
Yeah, it's not.
Tell me about it. Where are you going to be?
So I actually want to study psychology.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been looking at a few schools even before I decided on this field. But the reason that I want to go into it is because I'm really interested in like the clinical aspect and all like the research methods, like what people are really thinking and how that affects everything else. Because like through playing sports for many years, I realized that the game is mostly mental. It's like 80 or 70% mental. And if you don't have the confidence, even if you're like the best player, you're not going to do well because you don't believe that you're going to do well. So that's why I really want to study psychology.
I like that. So you're switching from one side of the brain to the other. You're going from your math side of the brain to more of your creative and analytical side of the brain. I think it's really important for us to just kind of mention that because you're probably the first Cheetah Spotlight that I've talked to that has not told me that they're not going to be going into a future program in the program that they're studying here. And it's not like you're the first person I met, it's just you're the first person on a Cheetah Spotlight to talk about it. Yeah. And I think it's an important thing to talk about even here because I'm going to let you talk about it, Reece, because you mentioned it earlier. Do you remember what you said?
Exactly? No, not verbatim.
Well, it was you referenced that.
Oh, yeah.
You're happy that at this stage of your life, and you're a junior for crying out loud, but you're happy at this stage of your life that you've been able to. I'll let you finish.
Yeah. So what I said exactly was that at this stage of my life, I figured out what I did not want to do, which is a great experience. Even though learning like everything at GCIT, I figured out what I didn't want to do in my life, which is great because I get to check off a box that I wouldn't have ever been able to check off if I didn't come here.
Yes. And I just want to tell you, like, that's remarkable that you were able to realize that, come that realization and still only be a junior in high school. But two, I've had so many other people, individuals in my life who didn't come to that realization until they were like 25, 26 years old. Yeah. They left college, they invested money into a college career program, something that they thought that they wanted to do. They entered into the workforce and they've wasted a lot of time and money, and then all of a sudden their career changing at 26 years old. And you're realizing that at what, 16 years old?
17.
17 years old now?
My birthday is actually April 16th, so
okay,
it was pretty close, yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right, man. So just a couple things, man. I just want the world to kind of get to know you with a couple fun little snippets here. What's a fun, surprising fact about yourself that you don't think people would know just by watching this video?
I mean, by watching this video, I don't think you'll be able to tell that I played the piano for jazz band. I played in middle school, and I really wanted to continue, but we do not have a music program here at GCIT. Yeah. Which kind of sucks, but I mean, I do still play on my own time. So,
good for you.
Yeah, it's great.
Formal piano lessons, or did you learn on your own?
I took lessons when I was really young, but then I came back to it slowly, and then I took some new lessons at like Old Town Music, which is pretty close to where I live.
Yep, I know where it is.
Yeah, so that was a pretty good experience. They have recitals there after you learn a song over and over again.
Yeah, so. And I think you hit on it, but jazz is like your favorite? Yeah,
jazz is like one of my favorite genres. I mean, I do listen to a lot of different genres of music. Yeah. So. But if I'm trying to like lock in on some work, I'll definitely do jazz.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know the Cheetah world can't see this right now, but your hands are massive, dude. Like, I mean, you could probably spread like an octave and a half. I'm thinking on the piano. You ever test how many keys you could actually go?
When I was learning this one song, you had to play in 2 octaves at once. Okay. And my like piano professor, he was like, dude, you're perfect for this. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I was like just playing pretty easily.
Yeah, incredible. And then you mentioned like the thing with the songs, you tap into different genres,
Mm-hmm.
and I noticed that you kind of appreciate different levels of music because your favorite hype song is
It's Today by the Smashing Pumpkins.
by the Smashing Pumpkins. Like,
Yeah.
what are we talking? Like, circa 1995?
They have some
You know?
great songs, yeah. I mean, my friend Chuck, he also plays volleyball. He listens to more of that music, and he got me into it. So I really like, appreciating every single type of music, because there's so many good songs out there that you might not listen to just because of your own taste, that you might not think you like it.
I love it. Well, listen, Reece, I'm going to end this interview right now and just let you know what a pleasure it was to talk
Thank
to you. People, if you get a chance to come out and support the boys volleyball team, Reece is like a little Beethoven out there. He's orchestrating the team. There's a lot of beautiful music happening out there, and this only reconfirms like what a great person you are, what a great team you guys have
Thank
this
you.
year. I'm really proud to have you here as a student, and thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's going to do it for this week's Cheetah Spotlight. We're happy to have a couple new kids coming out next week. And, we're starting to get into the month of May here. So,
Yeah.
as we bring out the kids, we're going to be talking more about the playoffs, the end of the season, some of like the things that have been happening now with the kids throughout the year. I'm really excited to bring a lot more features this year. So this is Dr. Uzaki signing off, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, man, it was great, man. I'm going to usually